Welcome to Jack Campbell Stadium on the campus of South Brunswick High School in Boiling Spring Lakes for your Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week. And we welcome back to the booth this week Mr. Jake Holmes, who wasn't with us last week, celebrating his grandson's senior night in Virginia. Jay, glad to have you back. And, man, what a booth to step back into. West Brunswick's made the trek over from Charlotte. It's rivalry week across the region, and certainly a big one here in BSL tonight as the 1-8 West Brunswick Trojans are taking on the 4-5 South Brunswick Cougars. And, Jay, a lot of interesting storylines as we get ready for this one, none of which is bigger than South Brunswick coming off just a really heartbreaking, emotional 1-point loss at the hands of South's other county rival, North Brunswick, a week ago.
Yeah, I heard a lot about it. Of course, I didn't see it, but what a game effort that South did last week, losing 35-34 when Dow Pender's kick hit the upright as time expired. Absent that, it would have been a victory for South Brunswick. But nevertheless, Sam, still a very important game for South tonight. They are 4-5, but with a victory, they got a pretty good chance of sneaking in to the state playoffs for 3A.
And Jay, for West Brunswick, the Trojans coming off a loss to undefeated in the Mid-Eastern Conference, New Hanover, a week ago, and it was a valiant effort by West Brunswick a week ago. And our sideline reporter tonight, Mike Maurer, was with us last week in Charlotte for the West New Hanover game. And Mike, arguably, it was the best game the Trojans have played this season.
Yeah, West really kind of took that underdog fight to New Hanover, got it to the judges, survived the 5 turnovers and all that sort of stuff. I'm interested to see if they have that dog in the fight today too.
And Jay, one thing this West Brunswick team does not lack is playmakers on the offensive side, led by senior tailback Kevon Daniels.
Yeah, Kevon is so good. Over 1,300 yards for the season rushing. Gosh, he's got to be up around 20 or so touchdowns as well. So with him, he's a senior. The quarterback, Javen McCray, is a senior. And wide receiver, J.J. Cobb, also a senior. But they're all three legitimate offensive threats anytime they touch the ball out on the field. And that game last week, as you were saying and as Mike were just saying, probably a little closer than what the score might indicate, 42-26 defeat. But 3 turnovers on the first 3 possessions and all led to touchdowns. And when you get down 21 to New Hanover, it's tough to dig out of the hole. But West hung in there last week. And to what Mike was saying, let's see if some of that can kind of spill over here tonight against South.
South Brunswick won the opening coin toss and elected to receive. So South Brunswick will get the ball to begin the game. We are almost set for the opening kickoff. And Jay, the makeup of this one a little different than we've seen in years past. West Brunswick, of course, so good on defense in 2019 and the COVID year after that. And South Brunswick's been really good on defense the last few years. These two teams this year really possess the ability to score the football.
They do. West averages nearly 30 points a game. South averages 32.2. Their problem has been defensively. South gives up 25. West 47.
High short kick, directional kick, and Aiden Brown down there on the kick coverage team brings down the return man at the South Brunswick 36-yard line, where the Cougars and junior quarterback Jamison Prince will take over 1st and 10. What a year Prince is having, Jay.
Yeah, he really has, Sam. 1,632 yards through the air, 16 touchdowns. He's also rushed for 7 touchdowns, nearly 400 yards on the ground. And the only problem Jameson's had this year is interceptions, but that's gotten better lately. He's got 9 for the year, but a lot of those were early on in the season.
So South spreading the Trojans out on 1st and 10. Overton on the give, and he is brought down by number 2, Michael Simpson, the senior linebacker, making his presence felt with a tackle for loss on the first snap from scrimmage tonight. 2nd and 11 for the Cougars from their own 35.
Michael Simpson, one of the unheralded players in the conference this year, I'm sure, but he's going to stay a Trojan maybe if he ends up at Anderson College next year.
Got an offer from the Trojans of Anderson last week. South keeps it on the ground to Overton. Little more running room this time as Overton was brought down at the 34-yard line. So a gain of 4. That sets up a 3rd and 7 for the Cougars.
It's senior night here at South Brunswick, but they've got a lot of good underclassmen, and you saw one of them there, Ethan Overton, who leads the Cougs in rushing, 678 yards rushing, 5.3 per carry, and 10 touchdowns rushing the football.
So 3rd and 7, 2 receivers to the top of your screen, 2 receivers to the bottom. Prince drops back under duress, throws it right to a defensive back. Avery Clemens with the pick, still on his feet, cuts it back inside, and he's going to score a 50-yard pick six by senior Avery Clemens, who just stepped in to the free safety role 2 weeks ago and gets a pick six a minute and a half into this ball game. And Jay, just like we figured, a big defensive play by West Brunswick a minute and a half into the game, and the Trojans have a 6-0 lead.
Trying to roll back the clock are the Trojans here tonight. Listen, Clemens gets credit for the pick six, but it was number 2,
Ooh.
Michael Simpson, who laid the wood on Jameson.
Boy, Simpson didn't get there quite in time for the sack, but laid a hit on Prince, and the ball floated right into the hands of Clemens. There's the hit.
Wow.
There's the pick, and Clemens took it from there.
Sam, where has Clemens been all year, the last couple of weeks? He's played like one of the best players in the conference.
Yeah, Jay, they plugged him into that free safety role a couple of weeks ago, and, boy, he really shined last week against New Hanover. The week before that, he played the entire second half on defense against North Brunswick, had an exceptional second half in that game, and then starts the night with a pick six. So a blazing start for the Trojans, and JoJo Hamrick tacked on the extra point to make it a 7-0 West Brunswick lead.
Well, something West needs. They usually are coming from behind. It's a different kind of area for them right now to play ahead.
Jay, it looked like on the replay that West had a blitz dialed up, and Simpson just came through untouched.
Oh, wow.
Just a clean route right to the quarterback.
Yeah, Prince, who hung in there, delivered, but, boy, he paid the price in more ways than one.
Squib kick, fielded by the shortstop there. That's Jordan Davis. He's still on his feet, fighting for extra yardage. And, Jay, the Cougars going to start this one out near midfield, about a 20, 21-yard return by Jordan Davis, and South will start this possession at their own 46-yard line.
You know, I was looking at numbers today and gathering them up for tonight's game, and I saw Jordan Davis had 23 catches for over 500 yards and 9 touchdowns. One of those was a 94-yard touchdown pass and run, and I'm thinking, dude, where you been? I mean, I didn't even notice you were playing as well as you have, but you saw it right there.
1st and 10 South. Handoff over to the right side. Overton across midfield. Slung down at the West 48, but that one's going to come back. A holding flag against the Cougars. I believe it was called on the senior offensive lineman Landon Lynch. The flag is down at about the 45.5-yard line. So, Jay, that's going to bring up about a 1st and 20 or 1st and 21 here for the Cougs.
Yes, Jamal Marlowe had the tackle there, but West a lot better off having the penalty.
And Jay South playing without one of its key linemen here tonight, and young Caleb Combs.
Yeah, geez, I heard right before the game that Caleb out with an ACL injury, but he's home watching. I hope he is. Caleb, best wishes to you. Get well quick, man, because you've been coming on this year and can't wait to see you next year as a senior.
Guys,
Wide open on the wheel route. Ethan Overton still on his feet. Finally pushed out of bounds by number 13, Avery Clemens. A busted coverage in the defensive backfield there, and a huge gain on the wheel route from Jamison Prince to Ethan Overton.
Boy, I'll tell you, the left was looking at the right, and the right was looking at the left that time, but Overton all alone. Nobody touches him, Sam, and then it's just a foot race, and Clemens with a touchdown-saving tackle.
So 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. Give to Overton. He's got all kinds of running room. Finally slung down just shy of the 5-yard line. He may have reached the 5. A gain of 13 yards and a South Brunswick first down. The Cougars trying to answer quickly here. 9.5 minutes left in the first.
Getting right up over the ball.
So, guys, what I was going to say right before that big play down the field was it's unfortunate that my peanut butter jelly combination, my favorite offensive lineman combination we've seen this season, is down to just peanut butter or jelly. Not sure who was who. But the center that they have in there is playing pretty well. He's getting his snaps. He's getting his blocks. And South's rolling right now.
They got some big guys up front, Mike, and they can push you around.
And excellent pass protection on the long wheel route, and then good run blocking on the last 2 plays. Has South set up with a 2nd and goal from the 2. Basil Abrams in motion toward the top of your screen. Now he's set. Give to Overton around the left side, and he is in, standing up. A 2-yard rushing touchdown by Ethan Overton with 8:49 left in the first, and South Brunswick an extra point away from tying the score at 7.
Nothing fancy, but awful effective. Let's watch it again. There's Abram kind of sliding over to the left as an additional blocker. 73. 73 would be, help me out here. I don't have a 73. Oh, yeah, I do. Jonathan Brower.
Good snap, good hold, good kick, and the game is tied. 8:49 left in the first. West Brunswick picks off a Jamison Prince pass on the 3rd play of the game, returns it for a touchdown. South Brunswick answers immediately. Touchdown drive set up by a 60-yard pass from Jamison Prince to Ethan Overton, and then Overton capped the drive with a 2-yard rushing touchdown. So we're all knotted up at 7. A little more than 8.5 minutes left to go in the opening frame. So, Jay, we kind of expected a high-scoring affair, and it's living up to its billing in the early stages.
Yeah, I don't know what the over-under is tonight. Maybe 90, 100 perhaps. I'm not sure. But both these teams have the ability to light you up offensively. And South on a terrific offensive drive, then answering the pick 6 by Clemens, and 7-7, and what a great block that time by 73 Brower for South Brunswick.
So Pender to handle the kickoff duties for the Cougars. Low line drive kick, lands at the goal line and caroms through the end zone for a touchback. And Jay, we'll get our first look at the West Brunswick offense tonight.
You know, Pender is a senior, and this is senior night if we didn't mention it before here at South Brunswick. But Pender's had a great year kicking the ball, and I'm thinking, wow, he doesn't look like your prototypical kicker. First of all, he's left foot, which is always fun to watch. But he's 6'3", 200 pounds, Sam. That's a big man out there kicking the ball for the Cougs.
And got the strong foot to match. One of the bigger legs in the area. And the ball's on the ground. And South Brunswick signaling that they've got it, and they do. So the first offensive snap of the game for West Brunswick. And, partner, that was not Javen McCray in there at quarterback. That was for Tristan Williams. So West going with some kind of read option play there on first down. And same thing happened a week ago. West couldn't get the mesh there figured out, put it on the ground. And for the third consecutive week, West fumbles the ball inside its own 20-yard line.
You know, Sam, I think that was Dylan Bellamy, too, the intended ball carrier at that time. So some other guys getting some PT early tonight for West. Wow, look how quick he gets outside.
Overton around the left side. Jay, he's just going off tackle, and there's nobody there.
Yeah, you know, and Ethan, not that big a guy, 5'6", 155 pounds, but wow, does he get everything out of it.
This time, Overton around the right side. And he is across the goal line for a South Brunswick touchdown. Hold on, Jay Bird. Yes, it was a touchdown. Sorry, the line judge came running in to tell the officials something, and didn't quite see what that was about.
A lot of blue shirts, Sam, at that point of attack. They're
Guys,
73 again out there leading away.
That's what I was going to say. Go ahead and look at those two linemen pulling around. One kicks out, one scoots up. Big old gaping hole right there for him.
That's a second really good block that we've seen from Brower as the South comes in to attempt the point after.
And, Jay, there was a late flag that came in. It was a personal foul against West Brunswick. So I am going to assume that 15-yard penalty will be assessed on the ensuing kickoff.
Yeah, and I don't think Pender needs a whole lot of help.
No, he could kick this next one through the uprights.
Yeah. Nate Parker. They list him as the athlete, right, Sam? But he handles holding on all the kicks. Does a great job.
Good snap. Ball's down. Kick is up.
Hey, great.
Kick is good.
Great hold there by Nate Parker. The ball came laces towards the kicker. He got it spun around. Perfect clean kick.
And South Brunswick executes that point after try to perfection, and West Brunswick had an early 7-0 lead, and the Cougars have responded in impressive fashion. A scoring drive, recover a fumble on the first West Brunswick offensive play of the night, and then 2 plays later, punching in with Ethan Overton, a West Brunswick personal foul after the touchdown run will move this ball up to the West 45-yard line. So be interested to see what South Brunswick wants to do on this kickoff. Of course, Pender could kick this one over the Mose Lewis Athletic Fieldhouse probably. He's got a huge leg. He's got the wind helping him.
And 15 yards.
And a 15-yard head start, if you will.
There you go. So that didn't take long, Sam. West could not enjoy prosperity for any duration. Down 14-7, and we still got a bunch of time here in the first quarter.
Guys, I just got a break in here. I got breaking news here from the sideline. Nate Parker is a senior. He wanted to play in his last senior game. He is playing with a broken fibula. He was in a boot all week, and he said he wasn't going to miss this game.
Wow.
Man, Nate Parker. How about that?
I saw the x-ray myself. His mom showed me.
Oh, Dr. Mike with inside information.
Jay got another big Mid-Eastern Conference game tonight. Conference title implications in Wilmington. Cobb got the corner turned and then sprinted out of bounds at about the 25-yard line. A pickup of 5 yards will set up. Picked up 4 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 6 from the West 24.
What's that Hoggard New Hanover score, Sam?
Hoggard New Hanover looks like New Hanover on a Ben Novotny field goal has a 3-0 lead.
That kid's got a foot. When we talk
Another
about
lefty kicker.
He's got a foot.
Now McCray in at quarterback. Fakes the toss sweep. Eludes the grab somehow. Now still on his feet. He's going to get enough for a first down and then sprints out of bounds. And I believe that one's now coming back, I do believe. An impressive individual effort by Javen McCray, but a holding penalty against the Trojans at the 26-yard line. That'll back it up to the 16 and create a 2nd and 14 for the Trojans.
Yeah, McCray doing his best imitation of Lamar Jackson that time, but the holding penalty is going to wipe it off. So mistakes have plagued West all year, and early on here in the first quarter against South, they continue to hurt the Trojans.
2nd and 14, 8 minutes, 11 seconds left in the opening quarter. McCray pulls it, and now the ball's on the ground. And Jay had that one, carried it up above his helmet there as he tried to make a guy miss. And South Brunswick has got it. Another West Brunswick fumble inside its own 20-yard line, and the Cougars have recovered.
Guys, I saw that firsthand. Great defensive reads by the lineman. Came up, made the hit. The quarterback actually recovered the ball, and then South just ripped it from him.
I'm not sure who fell on the ball that time. Was it 24 or was it, which would be Hoagland? Brantley Baker, number 9, was around the ball too. So anyway, West has had 4 offensive plays, and 2 of them have been fumbles.
2 fumbles and a holding penalty, and South Brunswick in business, 1st and 10 at the 17-yard line. A give to Overton again around right tackle, and he is brought down by number 2, Michael Simpson. That's a loss of 2 yards on the play, and that'll set up a 2nd and 12 from the 19-yard line.
Boy, Michael Simpson, just, you know how some kids kind of look like, a particular sport? I think Simpson's the right sport for him is football. 5'11", 208 pounds. Big hole.
Nice tackle there. The linebacker position. I think that was Mendoza who made the
45,
tackle.
Oscar Mendoza.
There's a gain of about 6 yards to the 13. It will set up a 3rd and 5. South needs the West 8 for a first down.
Might have got 5
and I
of
think
it
they
then.
just got it.
Yep. Sam, they just stack up. And, if you're playing some teams, I suppose you can get away with a certain number of errors and mistakes. But when you play a good team, that's just tough to have to deal with. And the Trojans have started off that way again here this evening. They got the INT return for a score. You thought things were changing, but subsequent offensive series have just done them in with penalties and mistakes, fumbles.
Give to Overton, rushes around the left side, and he is across the goal line for another South Brunswick touchdown. Jay, that is 3 touchdowns in the span of 2 minutes and 4 seconds here in the first quarter as the Cougars have raced out to a 20-7 lead over the Trojans. 6:45 left in the first quarter.
Sam, I'm not even sure. Let's watch it again. Wow, he just ran but ran hard into that last tackler there, and the Pender's point after is good. 21-zip, Sam, and we got how much to play? Half the first quarter?
Yep, speaking of Nate Parker, another good hold there. He got kind of a short hop there and fielded it cleanly, got it on the tee. Pender knocked it through for a South Brunswick 21-7 7 lead. And Jay certainly can't pin much of this on the West Brunswick defense. Allowed the long play on the wheel route that set up South's first touchdown, but the next 2 times the West defense took the field, South had the ball 1st and 10 at about the 15-yard line.
Yeah, that touchdown there was from where? About the 10-yard line?
The 8.
8-yard
Yep,
line.
First
so
and goal from the 8.
I don't think if you took the total yardage that Overton's run and his 3 touchdowns, I'm sure it's under 20, maybe around 15 yards. So when when you only got to go 15 yards to score 3 times, geez, Sam, you and I could do that. Well, maybe you.
Think that was Daniels on the – nope, number 9, Jordan McCall on the kickoff return was tackled just shy of the 30-yard line.
Jordan's had some moments his senior season. I think, was it the Whiteville game? He returned one for a score.
Was indeed. Good call, partner.
I still see him working at the food line, which is good.
Nice young man.
Certainly is.
Doesn't have a whole lot to say, does he?
He's a quiet. He's very soft-spoken. But
speaking of,
jeez, who was that?
Nope, that was Daniels.
Well, yeah, I know, but was that our buddy Basil at that time? I think it was 8. I think it was 8. We're going to give it to Basil. Golly day, the 15-year senior here at South Brunswick. It was so nice to see him out there with his folks when they, the seniors all get to be accompanied by their loved ones, their parents, their friends, whatever, And Basil's had a nice career here at South.
So 1-yard gain on the pass to Daniels.
Oh, darn.
West had that one set up to perfection. McCray put it right in Cobb's belly, and he wasn't able to come down with the catch.
Yeah, that's a tough one. In JJ's junior year, he just didn't drop those. And this is senior year. He's had a few more drops than what you would expect, but an outstanding caliber player, great speed and tough as nails. So I would look for them to try to get back to Cobb here tonight.
Cobb in motion, sprint out to the right, corner route. Receiver comes down with it. That was number 23, Silil Lee, I believe.
Silil.
Boy, West needed that one. Third and 9 and giving up 21 straight points. Just had a drop on a RPO that may have ended up with as 6 points, Jay Bird, the way Cobb runs. And pick up the 3rd and 9 on the corner route from McCray to Silil Lee. Not a whole lot of running room there for Kevon Daniels. And somehow, Jay, he picked up 6 yards to the 48-yard line at South Brunswick. West needs the 44 for a first down. But, Jay, that's just how you draw it up on 1st and 10. Pick up 6. That's a good football play.
Yeah, down and distance, so important, and Kevon helped him that time. What a tough kid, 6 foot, 200 pounds, and man, you're gonna feel it if you go bring him down. Look at those legs.
I just don't know how he does it.
And a flag.
I believe they're going to get Maddox Ward on a hold there.
Well, I think that was well, we'll let them straighten it out here, but well, Garrett Frazier trying to explain from the sideline what it is. And it is against West Brunswick. And I think Demarius Wise was involved in that. And you got to choose your poison when you go after somebody 6'3", 300. Again, on senior night here, Demarius came into tonight's game. 57 total tackles on the year, 5.5 tackles for a loss, and a couple of sacks for the big senior. Happy guy, isn't he, Sam? Remember when we?
He is.
Just a smiley guy. And
He is jovial young man. And West Brunswick wants a timeout before the 2nd and 15 snap. And, boy, Jay, it doesn't take long to get behind the chains, does it? You get a 6-yard productive play on first down. Looks like you got to carry for a first down yardage on second down. Get whistled for a personal foul, and, you know, it's just like you blink and you're behind the chains.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot. And for West Brunswick early on here this evening, but kind of a microcosm of their season in its entirety. Just way too many turnovers, way too many mistakes to be productive for long periods of time. Prolific offense, but they shoot themselves in the foot quite a bit, and you dig the holes deep against the good teams. You don't need a shovel, you need a steam shovel to get your way out of that.
So 4:40 left in the opening quarter. South Brunswick 21, West Brunswick 7. West Brunswick took an early 7-0 lead. South has responded with 21 unanswered. West facing a Cobb's got room. He can go. Still on his feet.
Going.
20, 15, 10, 5.
Gone.
Touchdown, West Brunswick Trojans. A 61-yard touchdown run on the option pitch from Javen McCray to J.J. Cobb. And, partner, the heck of that one was there was a mishandle on the shotgun snap, and McCray kind of had to bail on the handoff and come to the left, and he pitched it, and Cobb just outran everyone.
It was high in the air, and, you know, it's kind of like a kick sometimes that gets muffed, and they pick it up, and it's kind of just a, you know, run to the races then. So good effort by JJ. That's the speed we were talking about. And that's a block kick there, and that could end up.
Yeah, Jay, it can't.
No,
be
it can't.
returned
That's
in
right.
High school football.
This is high school.
Jay, that's the second week in a row that's happened on a West Brunswick point after try.
Oh, really?
It just, a little slow developing, and, you know, no movement until the ball's down on the tee, and the defense just got there for a clean block. But West Brunswick needed that response. I got a personal foul, and I'm going to correct myself. I called it a 2nd and 15. Jay, the first down run stood for Daniels, and then the personal fouls after the play. So then they just back it up 15 yards, but the first down stood. So it was on a 1st and 15 snap from the 39-yard line, and Cobb races to the end zone for a 61-yard touchdown, blocked extra point. And after all that, South has a 21-13 lead, 4:27 left in the first quarter.
Let's get Mike to take a close look the next time West has the ball, because I think that's their 3rd or 4th high snap I've seen here this evening. Now, that one was probably the highest, and West was able to kind of work through that one. But
yeah, when it's it's still a little damp out here. You got Demarius Wise just staring you down in the face. You know you got to get your head up and get your hands up. So it's not uncommon to see a little bit of miscommunication on the snap there.
Good call, Mike.
Directional pooch kick there, and South Brunswick catches it cleanly, returns it to their own 44-yard line. So more good starting field position for the South Brunswick Cougars, and we'll get another look at Jamison Prince, Ethan Overton, and the rest of the South Brunswick offense.
Yeah, the thing you got to remember about West is they have big play capabilities. So regardless of where they're on in the field and, you know, what the situation is, one play, they can break it. And you saw Cobb do it there. There you go. There's some penetration up front.
Is that Marlowe?
68, I believe, would be Jamal Marlowe. Sam, you're right.
The junior defensive tackle brings down Overton at the line of scrimmage. So no gain will set up a 2nd and 10.
West gets a hold here and gets the ball back. Holy cow. you're back in it. You're back in it anyway. You're only down 8.
Back and forth, back and forth. This one goes in the opening 12 minutes. Prince keeps it this time. He follows his blockers around the left side. He's slung to the turf at about the 47-yard line. South needs the 46 of West for a first down. So a 9-yard run by Prince sets up a 3rd and 1 for the Cougars.
Yeah, we talk about Jamison's passing ability, and well, you should, the way the kid throws the ball around. But he's a very capable runner, as you saw on that play, over 400 yards now on the season for Prince.
Prince kept it.
Yeah, who was that?
Tristan
Sam?
Williams,
Yeah,
number 4, made a good tackle, but Prince got just enough for a South Brunswick first down, sets up a 1st and 10 at the 43.
What is it that you and Yogi learned me? Low man wins.
Low man wins.
And that time Williams did a good job getting low.
Ooh, pass off the hands of the intended receiver, number 12, Mark Bishop, and falls to the turf incomplete to set up a 2nd and 10.
Bishop's had a pretty good year for the Cougs this season. He's a junior. Let's see, 28 catches, 335 yards, a couple of scores. So the big guy, 6'2", $180, Mark Bishop, very capable target for Jamison Prince.
Basil Abrams in motion out to the left. Give to Overton around the left side. He's bottled up pretty nicely by the West Brunswick defense. They're going to give Overton the 40-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 3, and that will set up a 3rd and 7.
Well, I'll tell you what, he did a 90-degree angle that time, didn't he? Stopped on a dime and cut. And we got something, Sam. Who might that be?
Simpson.
Was that Michael?
He didn't just jump into the neutral zone. He was back there by Overton when.
Brother, if you're going to do it,
Yeah.
do it, right? Maybe he was guessing. Remember when he came clean on the blitz and hit Prince, forced the interception, which turned into a touchdown.
Abrams in motion to the left side. Give to Overton. He's got enough for the first down. Now that South just pushing the pile toward the 30-yard line. A gain of 5 yards and enough for a South Brunswick first down, Jay. We've said it once. We've said it a million times. Just such a huge difference in 3rd and 7 and 3rd and 2. I mean, the unforced errors, if you will, or penalties, they hurt so badly.
Dancel Bernard, big senior, one of his offensive linemen, downfield blocking on that play.
Prince has got time. Got Shrewsbury. Shrewsbury tried to make a one-handed grab. The pass overthrown by just a touch, and it falls to the ground incomplete. And it'll be 2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line of West Brunswick.
Shrewsbury and McCall, tapping each other on the helmet on that play. Two kids that played it both well that time, just a little overthrown by Prince. He can spin it, Sam.
He can throw it,
he can.
for sure.
Only a junior, too, so he'll be back here next year spinning them.
Second and 10, ball's at the 30. Overton around the left side, still on his feet, brought down at the 22-yard line, I believe. That'll set up a 3rd and 2. South needs the West 20 for first down.
And, of course, where the ball is on the field, Sam, South Brunswick obviously has 2 downs to pick up these couple of yards if they choose.
And, Jay, this is one of the things that makes South so difficult to defend this year. You know, you're getting mashed in the running game. So, the logic is, okay, stack the box. Well, they're more than capable of of beating you through the air as well. So it just makes for a tough stop. This time they do stand up Overton at the 21-yard line to set up a 4th and 1 as the game clock and the play clock are just about even. It looks like South will have to snap it here before the end of the quarter. Maybe a half-second difference between the game clock and play clock.
Sorry, Sam, I think Stiegel was in on the stop that time. He's kind of come on for West this year, don't you think, Trey Stiegel?
He has. He's been a welcome sight for the Trojans there on the defensive line. So we're going to see maybe Rocky Lewis is going to call a timeout here right before the end of the quarter. He does, and Jay said it was a half-second difference. Apparently it was a 0.4 of a second difference, as that's what we've got left on the first quarter clock here. So 4th and 1, the way you've been moving the ball, you keeping the field goal unit on the sideline here and going with Overton or a run and play?
Yeah, I think so, although Rocky, he's done this a couple times.
Yep, couple thousand.
Yeah, and so we'll defer to Coach Lewis for sure. But, yeah, he's got some options. I mean, that's probably the field goals aren't necessarily gimmies, particularly at high school level. But he's got an awfully capable kicker in Pender. But I kind of think maybe they're going to go for this.
Jay, I think this is one that Prince puts in Overton's belly and pulls it and has a lot of daylight.
Well, Rocky's calling him back, yes.
Hey, guys, I think the referee on the far side just threw a flag. I'm not sure if it's a penalty or a sideline warning, but he definitely tossed it, and they're having a conversation right now with the coach.
Mike, you're right. I thought out of the corner of my eye I saw, the yellow flag go up in the air over there, but haven't any idea why. That's a good catch on your part.
Well, so much for the 4th and 1 play if it is a infraction against the Trojans.
Well, if it is, it's one of them dead ball ones, right, Sam? Because both teams were huddled up with their respective coaches.
To the left, Nathan. To the left, Nathan. Yep. There's the white.
Yep, there's the flag laying right at the feet of West Brunswick head coach Caleb Pardue.
Well, let's see.
So dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct against West Brunswick. And that is half the distance to the goal and a first down.
And I guess that takes care of the decision-making, Sam.
During a timeout.
Yeah, that's an interesting question, Sam.
I don't know how it is down here, but it could have been that the referee saw a player without a mouthpiece or some kind of uniform violation, or the coach is just jawing at the referee, which it looks like he's doing right now.
Any of the above. Regardless, Sam, we got a first down for South, right?
Yeah, I just don't know how the ball only moved up to the 14. It was spotted at the 21. There goes Prince around the right side, chased down from behind by Simpson at the 8-yard line, a gain of 6. So, Jay, if the ball was at the 21 and it was an unsportsmanlike penalty, we'll figure it out after the break. That was the final play of the first quarter, and South Brunswick on senior night leading the visitors from West Brunswick 21-13 on the Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week. And we're back for the start of the second quarter here on the Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week. South leading West Brunswick 21-13. Big Mike, any insight for us down the end of first quarter sequence?
Unfortunately, I do not have juicy details. All I know that it was an unsportsmanlike penalty on the sideline.
Juicy details.
Prince around the right side, still on his feet,
He's
runs
in.
through an arm tackle, and he's across the goal line for a South Brunswick touchdown from 8 yards out, and the Cougars have increased their lead to 27-13, 11:53 left before halftime.
That didn't take long, Sam. 13-yard run, 8-yard run.
Guys, it's just unfortunate. West just seems to be continuously shooting themselves in the foot like they did last week, unfortunately.
So Pender on for the point after try.
Bang.
Kick is up. Kick is good. Pender 4 for 4 on extra point attempts tonight. And the Cougars have a 28-13 lead. So Jay, South Brunswick has had 5 offensive possessions. Each one of those possessions has ended in a score. One of those for West, and then 4 straight touchdowns for the South offense.
That's right. The game has been absent of punting so far this evening, right? South going all the way most of the times.
So if this tells you anything about this opening 12 minutes and 7 seconds, there's been 1 4th down, and that lone 4th down that we had in this game ended up with the defense getting an unsportsmanlike penalty during a timeout and resulting in an automatic first down.
I don't know if your dad's watching, but if he is, maybe he can get up with you and explain that one. In his illustrious career, has that ever happened to Coach Yogi Hickman? So that's an odd one. What do they say? It's like, when at baseball games, they usually say you come to a game and you always see something you've never seen before. Well, maybe football's the same way.
Yeah, Jay, of course, Mike was up in the booth with us a week ago, and the opening kickoff, New Hanover, Novotny goes to kick a squib kick, presumably to keep it away from Daniels and Cobb, and it nails one of the guys on the West Brunswick front line. Caroms back 15 yards toward the kicking team. New Hanover jumps on it and takes over at about the 40 or 45.
Almost like an onside kick, right? I mean,
McCall going to get a chance here, runs through 1 tackle, and then he's brought down shy of the West 25-yard line. He's brought down at the 23, and the West Brunswick offense will come back onto the field. Jay, the last time the Trojans had the ball, J.J. Cobb took an option pitch and raced 61 yards for a Trojan TD.
Reynolds Pierce, and I believe it was number 48, Quinn Williams, both in on special teams coverage. But, yeah, Sam, West can score from anywhere on the field, so you can't take your eyes off of them. Looky here, looky here, looky
here goes Kevon Daniels.
Oh!
He got tripped up just across midfield.
That's Bishop, who games our touchdown-saving tackle for sure.
Man, Bishop got just enough of Daniels to bring him down at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 34 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Sam Bishop was credited coming into tonight's game with 4 total tackles on the year. That's number 5, and no doubt the biggest one for the senior. Or junior, because Kevon Daniels was off to the races.
And yeah, if he didn't get tripped up there, it was 6 for sure. Seam route to Cobb, and that one is over the heads of everyone.
Not much separation by any of the 3 would-be West Brunswick receivers, and boy, as fast as Cobb runs, if he can't get separation, then you're playing some pretty good pass defense.
For sure. So West Brunswick has a 2nd and 10 from the South 46-yard line. Daniels in the backfield with McCray. Aiden Brown, the H-back. Cobb in motion. Speed option. They're going to pitch it over to Cobb. He's still on his feet. And finally wrestled down at the 42-yard line. A gain of 4 yards. That will set up a 3rd and 6. Interesting sequence coming up, Jay, as West is in plus territory. So maybe you're thinking 2 plays to get 6 yards here.
Yeah, I don't think this is going to be a leaving anything on the table game for West, right? They're going to try to score any and every opportunity. I think the tackle that time was by a sophomore for South Brunswick. Check it. That was a junior, Luke Dilgard, in on the stop, as he's done quite a few times this year. Putting the shoulder down.
Cobb lowers the shoulder that time. Oh, they gave him the 41, or excuse me, the 36. And Jay is going to, yep, they're calling it a first down.
Boy,
so that was Cobb with the straight handoff out of the shotgun back there and picked up 6 yards and a West first down. Sorry, Jay Bird.
No, we've talked about this for many years, and this year no different. But when you got kids on your team that can, kind of break things on any one play, you try to get the ball to them as much and any way you can. And if it requires handing the ball off to Cobb, go ahead.
This time it's going to be a handoff to Kevon Daniels. He's inside the 25 to the 21-yard line. Jay, that's a gain of 15 yards and another West Brunswick first down.
Yeah, West got a little life in their step here, right? So good drive, getting right out over the ball again.
Boy, this is a carbon copy of the previous play. Ooh. But Big D Wise is having none of it.
Hello.
Nails Daniels behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, wow. Yeah, take that camera off of D because he's making some uniform adjustments there, right? Whoa, the big boy says, Kevon, I know how good you are, but not my house, right? Great play. Great play by 65, Demarius Wise, one of those many seniors that are honored here this evening.
2nd and 12 from the 24-yard line. A sprint out to the left. Ooh. Had the chain gang open there on the far sideline. The pass wide of.
Was he looking for Clemens? I think that time 13.
Yeah, pass was wide of everyone there and falls incomplete.
Listen, often wrong, never in doubt, right? But I've kind of thought this year watching Javen that he's a little more effective throwing the football if he's on the run. Having said that, I would add when he's on the run to his right side. It's tough for any, in this case, a right-handed quarterback, to throw the ball when you're rolling left. You're throwing across your body. You can't always get your feet set, but something that they may come back to. Man, that's a lot of blue shirts.
Another stop for Little, if any gain, maybe a gain of 1.
Daniels maybe picked up a yard there to the 23-yard line, and that will set up a 4th down and 11, and West Brunswick wants a timeout to talk about it with 8:57 left in the second quarter.
Boy,
so
you talk about winning the line of scrimmage, Sam, and at that time, I would say the guys in blue definitively captured that one.
So the South Brunswick defense trying to stand tall here. West moved the ball just shy of the red zone. Had a 1st and 10. South came up with a tackle for loss on 1st down, forced West into an incomplete pass on 2nd, and then Daniels picked up 1 yard on a 3rd down play. So West looks like they're going to leave the offense on the field after this timeout. The Trojans down 15. South Brunswick 28, West Brunswick 13, 8:57 showing on the game clock.
Sam, What's it? 4th and what? Less than
11.
1? Oh, 4th and 11. Oh, okay. I was thinking, wow, shouldn't be much talk about this. And I guess if they wanted to get 3, maybe a little out of JoJo's range, I don't know. He's got a pretty good foot, but they're going to go for it. Figuring if they don't score, they're going to leave a lot of field that South is going to have to negotiate on its possession.
4th and 11. West going to keep it on the ground. And South totally prepared for it. They dropped Daniels at the line of scrimmage.
Quinn Williams, I believe, was in on the stop that time.
Clear.
1st and 10 South Brunswick from their own 22-yard line.
So the Cougs going to take over with maybe their worst field possession of the game, Sam.
Certainly. Big Mike, South Brunswick prepared for that 4th and 11 draw play to Daniels.
Yeah, they did that weak side draw on the 3rd and 6 earlier and got the first down. They tried to do it again. South well scouted, well coached there. They kept 2 guys within that gap that typically you're only going to hope that the guy has 1 guy to beat. So they were both just kind of able to eat him up right at the line of scrimmage.
And then South picks up 17 yards on the inside handoff on 1st and 10.
Garrett Powell in on the stop that time. Garrett's had a pretty strong sophomore season for West. Look how quick he is, Sam.
And there goes Overton. Wrestled out of bounds inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. Jay, that's back-to-back 17-yard gains.
Yeah, JoJo Hamrick in on the stop for the Trojans that time. And Overton, even though he's not big, he's tough to bring down.
Looks like the Cougars have several plays already planned. Overton again, this time inside the
Well,
39.
Overton for 4 yards on 1st and 10 this time.
You got to give him more, give him extra for that, because the last 2 he carried Fullwood on his back. Now Fullwood weighs a good 100-pound more than Overton does.
He's a strong kid.
He is.
2nd and 6 for the Cougs. South just going to keep it on the ground. There goes Overton again. Shoved out of bounds inside the 30 at the 29-yard line.
And look, that's his way to stop Overton. Put him in that cage.
Put him in the net.
Put him in the net and pull it down and say, here, see if you can get out of this, right? Now that's 4. Is that 4 straight times he's carried the ball?
It is indeed.
Golly dang. He's not only strong, but
Big Mike, I thought you were going to have to get in there and help him out.
Yeah, that looked like a shark caught in a shrimp net, buddy.
1st and 10 for the Cougs inside the 30-yard line of West.
And tonight's award for greatest acting, Denzel Bernard from his center position. Would you like to follow through that time by Bernard as he was tapped on the shoulders and fell back like 4 yards, but drew the 5 yards to Denzel Bernard.
So that's the 3rd or 4th time West has jumped into the neutral zone tonight on a hard count. So that'll set up a 1st and 5 at the 24. They fake it to Overton. He's got Jordan Davis, and boy, Prince would like to have that one back. I think maybe a little more air under that one, and Davis had it.
Yeah. Location more important than rotation on that one, Sam, for sure. Davis wide open. That would have been his 10th touchdown catch of the year.
Overton on the give, just tons of running room.
And won't go down. Sam, so that's what, weight room work on those legs or something? Golly day, he's just a strong guy. And we got a timeout.
And, Jay, that is the third and final timeout of the first half for West Brunswick. So South with a 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line of the Trojans. And, boy, Jay, primarily South just done all of its damage on the ground here tonight. West has defended the pass really well, save for the one wheel route, but Overton running all over him.
Yeah, you know, it's funny, or maybe not funny, but it was raining all the way over here tonight and rained off and on during the day, and I thought, well, you know, maybe that balances it out a little bit because, you know, South Brunswick's just going to throw the ball, right? They're not going to run the ball against West Brunswick, but son of a gun. It looks like the Cougs can beat you, you know, through the air or on the land, either way, and principally running the ball tonight and taking advantage of the immense talent of Ethan Overton. He had 678 coming in to the game this evening. He's over 700 now for sure. Way over, probably. He had 10 touchdowns rushing. He's got 3 in the first quarter. No, this could be a
Prince
touchdown.
from the 15, fighting toward the goal line, and he is in there. A flag did come in, flying at the 3-yard line, and I think they're going to get Jordan Davis for a hold down the field.
That's going to be on number 2, the wide receiver. He had his guy beat. He had his guy blocked. All he's got to do is drive his legs and keep pushing that guy out the back of the end zone. Instead, he kind of let up a little bit, and as soon as the referee sees that separation, sees that jersey pull, he's going to call it.
Mike was right there in front of that one, too, so make no mistake. The big guy saw it all. So wipe off the touchdown. One of the few breaks maybe tonight for West Brunswick. Overton, ooh.
Simpson knocks Overton down at we'll call it the 6-yard line, a gain of 9 yards.
Tell you
Actually,
what,
gain of 7.
Sam, has Overton lost any yards tonight running? Everything's been positive. Some big positive.
You know, oddly enough, his first carry of the night,
and that
they
was
lost
it?
2, and since then it's just been a pretty impressive effort on the ground.
He still won't go down, though. I'm telling you, he's not that big.
Halftime over from Legion Stadium, Jay, and New Hanover has a 3-0 lead over the visiting Hoggard Vikings.
I bet you half of Wilmington's over at that game tonight.
Overton
nice
around
cut.
the left side, and he is in. A 6-yard rushing touchdown by Ethan Overton. Jay, is that his 4th of the night? 4th rushing touchdown of the evening by the junior tailback, and South has a 34-13 edge.
And we've seen this play a lot here this evening. And that's just Overton running the ball well, making good decisions, and 4th time tonight with a score.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. South Brunswick 5 for 5 on point after tries tonight, and the Cougars have a 22-point lead, 35-13. And, Jay, we still got 6:27 left in the second quarter.
Well, yeah, you know, you just gave the New Hanover Hoggards, and they're at the half, right? And these, I guess these games started at the same time, 6:30 kickoffs in the conference on Friday evenings. And we still, as you said, Sam, a long way to go. Nearly half of the second quarter to play here at South Brunswick. So this is the final regular season game for both these teams. But South Brunswick is going to move on and play, or a good chance to move on and play some playoff football, particularly if they're able to well, probably not, probably need to win this game tonight to be under consideration. I think one of the projections I saw was that they would be like a 27th seed, 28.
McCall again on the return. And he stood up right at the 30-yard line. And the West offense gets another crack at it. 6:20 left before the break.
Cooper Creel, among others, for the Cougars in on the stop. Creel, now we talk a lot about seniors here this evening, rightfully so, but Creel's had a real nice year, and he's only in the 10th grade, Sam. 62 total tackles, fumble recovery, a couple of interceptions for the 10th grader, and so he's really given some great minutes to Rocky Lewis and staff this season.
This time it's McCray on the keeper.
He can run.
And he's
He can
running with Garrett Frazier down the sideline.
Wow.
He's still on his feet all the way down inside the 20-yard line. I think he got marked out back at the 20, if I'm not mistaken.
Let's watch this one again, mostly to see 38 Frazier chase down McCray. Now, you got to remember, Frazier, down goes McCray, but Frazier, 6'3", 220, I believe, showing some quicks to run down Javen McCray.
60-yard gain by Javen McCray
Anywhere.
on 1st and 10.
Sorry, Sam, anywhere on the field. That's what West can do.
Daniels bulling his way toward the 15-yard line, rolled down at the 16, a gain of 4, set up a 2nd and 6.
Yeah, Dilgard really delivered the blow that slowed Daniels down, and then the South defense did the rest, but nice play by Dilgard on that one.
Second and 6 from the 16. McCray on the sprint out. Option pitch out to Daniels, fighting for the first down yardage. Jay, we're blocked by the tent down there, trying to get a.
The 11.
That's Dilgard again on the tackle, but not before Daniels got awfully close, Sam. Maybe less than a yard, perhaps.
Yep. 3rd and about a half yard. West needs the 10 for a first down. And fortunately for the Trojans, Daniels was able to kind of fall forward at the end of that run. Got just enough for the first down yardage. So 1st and goal now for the Trojans. 4 minutes, 40 seconds left. Oh, man. Pass batted down. The deflection by 41, Luke Dilgard. Jay, that's about the 6th time we've called his name in the last 2 possessions.
In the last 3 plays, yeah. Luke has kind of come to play here, particularly in the last 90 seconds or so. That looked like it had possibilities again, rolling left. I think he had Cobb out of the backfield, but Dilgard got those hands up and stopped the pass.
Jay, I tell you, sitting up here tonight, when they're up and down like that, it kind of feels like we're on a roller coaster ride or a theme park ride up here in the press box. Daniels has got it. He picked up 3 yards to the 7-yard line. So West has a 3rd and goal coming up from the 7. And Jay, again, West gets down deep in South territory, and suddenly the South Brunswick defense bowing its neck, and the Trojans having a tough time punching it in.
Cougs give up 25 points a game, but they're proving hard to handle in the red zone. Once again, Dilgard again. That time maybe for a loss, Sam. Hard to see from our vantage point here. was
That was a loss of 3, setting up a 4th and goal from the 10-yard line.
Guys, on that last play, D-Wise made it. He angled himself and just basically took the tackle into the guard, took out the A, B, and C gap, let his linebackers come up front, and then the clear out from behind.
Boy, McCray still on his feet, and then Frazier drilled him at about the 2 or 3 yard line, stopped him shy of the goal line, and forces a turnover on down. So a valiant individual effort by McCray there to try to get to the end zone on 4th and goal, but Frazier delivered a big blow.
Two times on that sequence, Frazier saved South Bacon, right? The first time chasing McCray down from 50, 60 yards, and then the second time on that particular play there, it looked like McCray was working and fighting hard to get into the end zone, but not until he ran into Garrett Frazier. 80 tackles, total tackles on the year, 24 of them for a loss, 5.5 sacks, fumble recovery. Wow, he's had a great year.
And there's Overton around the left side, pushed out of bounds at the 8-yard line, a gain of 5 to set up 2nd and 5.
I think Coach Lewis would like a long, sustained drive here, Sam. Take the 3 minutes plus off the clock and get into the end zone, and they going to have a comfortable halftime lead anyway, it looks like, but could really be comfortable if they can score and keep West offense on the side.
Prince keeps it this time,
Not that
and he's
time.
fighting for yardage. Maybe got back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard. No, they're going to rule him down at the 8, so that'll set up a 3rd and 5. And Jay, it was really a couple plays away from, potentially getting interesting because West gets the ball after the break.
There
so
you
they
go.
could have scored there, somehow come up with a stop, scored after halftime.
Well,
you got a ball game.
Probably wish they had a timeout here, to kind of slow that clock down a little bit, but they got to get South stopped on this 3rd down. And the Cougs taking their sweet time.
Play clock winding down under 5. It's 3rd and 4 from the 9. Prince lofts the pass up, and it's picked off. That's Avery Clemens with his 2nd interception of the night. Knocked out of bounds at the 17-yard line. So, Jay, again, the West Brunswick offense will get a chance to get some points here. They've driven inside the South 25 2 possessions in a row and come up with a grand total of 0 points. Jay, take us through this one.
Well, the one issue and that's off Abrams' hands, so a deflected one, but Clemens with a good catch. The one negative issue for Jamison this year has been interceptions. That would be number 10 on the season.
Cobb on the grab inside the 15. Ruled out of bounds at the 12.5-yard line.
Well, out of bounds is good because it stops the clock for West. Although obviously a lot of time, 2:10 to go. They don't have any more timeouts, so have to be conscious of where they choose to make plays on the field.
2nd and about 4 from the 12-yard line.
McCray trying to make something out of nothing. I don't know if that was a busted play or not.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. He got inside the 10 to about the 9. Looks like West needs about the 7.5, so it's about 3rd and a yard to 2 yards here.
So in high school football, if you, just as in college, if you make a 1st down, they'll stop the clock to move the chains. So a little bit of help there for West, but otherwise they got to play the clock and South Brunswick.
Daniels enough for the 1st down there. Got to about the 6-yard line, and that will stop the clock as they reset the chains. It'll be 1st and goal from the 6-yard line here.
Ian Dwight, number 44, who's had a splendid year for Rocky Lewis's squad. Dwight, a senior, 42 total tackles, 3 of them for a loss. a sack, a fumble recovery. Done a lot of good things from his linebacker position.
Be interesting to see if West tries to hit South maybe outside of the tackles here when they've got down to this area of the field and tried to run up the middle or between the tackles. South has been ready for it.
Little bit of confusion.
Flag. The play clock still had about 13 seconds on it.
Yeah, so if there's a flag, what do we got?
An offside penalty against the Cougars. So that will move it from the 6 to the 3-yard line and make the task a little bit easier for West. And, boy, South bailed him out there, Jay, because there was some real confusion relaying that play in.
It seemed to be.
And just West couldn't get on the same page there for whatever reason. And South does them a little bit of favor, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 3. Cobb in motion to the bottom of your screen. Rolls out to the right. And McCray is pushed out of bounds at about the 3-yard line, maybe 2.5. Well, they went outside the tackles, but South was game.
Yeah, Hoagland did a pretty good job that time of helping to contain McCray. But still 3 downs. They got to kind of grind it out here and get on the board before this first half gets away.
Yeah, guys, on that last play, it was a pass play called to a single receiver on the weak side here over on the right. They had it well covered, so he just took the ball, got out of bounds.
L. Daniels right up the middle, untouched for a West Brunswick touchdown. 3 yards on the touchdown run by senior tailback Kavon Daniels, and the Trojans have pulled within 16. It's 35-19, 55.5 seconds left in the first half.
With the middle of that line that time did their job because that was like the parting of the sea, was it not? And Kavon Daniels, he doesn't need that big a hole to do a lot of damage.
Let's watch the extra point attempt.
I believe West gets the ball at the start of the second.
And that one was quicker. Big Mike, observations on that short touchdown drive for the Trojans.
Well, yeah, I mean, it started right at that 4th down play. West turns the ball over. South really kind of tries to burn the clock down. They go for the, try to do the dump off to gain the first down, run the clock out, go into halftime. Unfortunately, they got it turned over. So, West really kind of handed one there, given that they've had 2 long drives that just stalled out at like the 15.
Yeah, Mike, you think about those 2 West Brunswick possessions there in the back half of the second quarter where they moved it down the field and came up with no points. And you look up and it's still a 15-point game. You wonder if you're the Trojan faithful, what might have been.
It's very similar to the game last week where they just had so many mistakes and turnovers and they were still hanging there with them. So, if they don't turn the ball over 3 times and, inside their own 10 or whatever it was this early in the first quarter, like they could be in this game. They still are in this game.
They've somewhat overcame a couple of those turnovers by forcing a couple of turnovers on their own. 2 interceptions here tonight for West Brunswick. Oh, no flag. Maybe a sore neck, but no flag.
So 49 seconds and a lost helmet late in the first half. South 35, West 20. Coach Jay, how aggressive are you getting here if you're Rocky Lewis? Or are you not entertaining that thought at all?
He's hung up 35, and he still got the ball with, less than a minute. I think he's just going to kind of get to the locker room as looks like the way they're lining up out there. It's like almost a victory formation.
So the answer to the question is not at all. Not going to get
West can't
aggressive.
Stop the clock. What's going on?
So South takes a knee, and they'll have to snap it one more time, and we will be heading to the halftime break here on the Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week. South Brunswick leading by 15, 35-20. Jay, 20 seconds, your first half observations.
Well, I think Mike summed it up very well. West Brunswick involved in at least 5 turnovers in the first half. Now, 3 of them went against them, 2 of them went for them, and because of that, they've been able to at least stay in range of South Brunswick here this evening. But I think South's capable of playing a little better, and West is going to have to play better in the second half.
So going into the break, South Brunswick leads their rivals West Brunswick 35-20. We'll be back with the second half on your Game of the Week. And we're almost set for the start of the second half. South Brunswick leading the West Brunswick Trojans 35-20 on your Focus Broadband TV game of the week. West Brunswick scored a touchdown with 55 seconds left in the first half to pull within 15 points. And the Trojans get the ball to start the second half, Jay. So if West could somehow manufacture a scoring drive here early in the third quarter, it could be a one-score game.
Cut that lead right in half, Sam, but got to do it first. Another big kick.
Pender's going to make them start from their own 20 as he booms another one through the end zone for a touchback.
Sam, we got a halftime score or third quarter score now over at the big game of the week, huh?
Yeah, New Hanover a few minutes away from finishing the regular season in conference play undefeated and winning the regular season conference championship. New Hanover leads Hogger 10-0. And, Jay, the points in that one are a field goal and a muffed punt recovered in the end zone for the Wildcats.
Those penalties, mistakes eat you up.
Here's Cobb. Jay, he's got room.
He
He's
can
pushed
go.
out of bounds after a first down gain of 20 yards. Ruled out of bounds at the 40-yard line, so a gain of 20 by Cobb on first down, and West on the move early in the second half.
Not sure if that was 44 Dwight or 24 Hoagland that pushed Cobb out of bounds. Otherwise, JJ's in for 6. Ain't handing off to nobody this time, Sam.
No, that's what we call an empty backfield. He's got Clemens over there. Clemens on the move. He's still on his feet.
Dude, where have you been? Last year, I remember, watching Clemens, and I'm thinking, this guy, he's good. I mean, he's a possession kind of receiver. He seemed to have good hands, and he'd get open.
That's a gain of 24 yards on the pitch and catch from Javen McCray to Avery Clemens. So West making an adjustment coming out of the gates. McCray an empty backfield. This time it's a wide receiver screen over there. Well, in name only, I believe, as it was Kevon Daniels who caught the pass and was brought down at the 34-yard line. A gain of 2 yards, set up a 2nd and 8.
Well, Sam, let's as good as South has looked here this evening, the problems that they've had this season are showing up here tonight. And that's the inability to defend, and 25 points a game they generally gave up. They gave up 20 in the first half.
McCray keeps it. He's going to keep
decision.
it on.
Good decision.
Right through the teeth of the defense after he cut it upfield. And he is inside the 15-yard line, marked down at the 12. That's a gain of 22 yards. So, Jay, on this drive, West has had plays of 20, 24, and then 22 yards and have a first down at the 12-yard line of the Cougars.
That's just a great decision by McCray here, because I thought he was going to pitch it to Daniels, but he saw that nobody was committing, so he shot that gap and picked up 20.
Speed sweep around the right side. Cobb makes one man miss, and then he is wrestled down behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to lose 2 yards back to the 14-yard line, and that'll set up a 2nd and 12.
I think that was Dilgard again disrupting that play and not allowing Cobb to get to the outside. Wouldn't let him turn a corner, so nice job by Luke Dilgard, and a couple-yard loss for J.J. Cobb.
So McCray alone in the backfield. Quarterback draw around the right side, and then ducks down and gets inside the 10 to the 9-yard line, a gain of about 5 yards, and that'll set up a 3rd and 7. The Trojans need the 2 of South Brunswick for a first down.
Well, they got to come away here with points, regardless of whether it's a field goal or a touchdown. And in their situation, much prefer and need the the touchdown, so probably a couple of downs to get it here. Try to get that first down.
So 3rd and 7. McCray pulls it,
Got it.
keeps it,
Got
and he
it.
is all alone. A touchdown.
Nathan, you're out.
And that was from 9 yards out on the option keeper. And then they're going to hit West, I think, for an unsportsmanlike on the celebration there in the back
Well,
of the end
that's
zone.
unfortunate if they are. Let's watch it again. You know, McCray's just making some good decisions here. Fakes the toss that time, and a defensive breakdown by South Brunswick. There was nobody watching McCray.
This is straight unfortunate if they call this. All he did was jump into his offensive lineman.
Yeah.
Rather than the offensive lineman jumping up to meet him, he just held his hands up and tried to dirty dancing him.
Big Mike, didn't they just do the thing where a quarterback jumps up and the offensive lineman kind of holds him up?
Yeah, this is so ticky-tacky.
It looked like nothing.
I'm fuming down here right now. I mean, all it is an offensive lineman celebrating with his quarterback. He just didn't jump up to do the body bump. He just held his arms up.
Boy, I tell you,
Mike,
that's really, really unfortunate.
I mean, you can't help but wonder if that has anything to do with the unsportsmanlike penalty called in the timeout huddle.
This is a childish game. Let kids, let adults, whoever's doing it, let them celebrate their wins.
Well said, Mike.
Man, I tell you, let kids be kids. And if it crosses a line, sure, you got to step in. But that is just really, really unfortunate. And got to imagine Caleb Pardew's going to get his money's worth.
Clear.
So that now West Brunswick will score. If they make the extra point, it's a one-possession game, but will now have to kick off from their own 25.
Which is likely to give pretty good field position to South Brunswick. Looks like the Trojans are going to go for 2, Sam.
Yep, so West says, forget trying to make it a one-score game. They go with the pop pass, and it is absolutely wide open. So whatever you do, don't jump into your offensive lineman's arms here, and they don't. And it is a 7-point game.
They didn't even
35-28.
high-five after that, Sam. I'm sorry. They didn't even high-five. They just walked to the side.
And that was Simpson, I think, that caught that little pop pass.
It was indeed. Javen McCray to Michael Simpson on the pop pass, and it's a 7-point game. So, Jay, it was 35-13, and West picked off a pass late in the first half, converted it with a short touchdown drive, comes out to start the second half, marches 80 yards in 2 minutes and 58 seconds, converts the 2-point try, and now we got a 7-point ball game, but Hamrick's got to pick up that tee and walk backwards.
Yeah, quite a ways, I'm afraid. You know, that's about as good a series.
Now I'm totally confused. Was it a warning?
Well, yeah, wait a minute. They didn't move the ball at all, right? Or are they? Okay, wait a minute. And
Yeah, I
the
think
staff,
South Brunswick noticed the same thing.
they're saying, whoa, arms are up in the air from the sideline, wondering what is going on here.
Nathan, you're out. You're clear.
And they finally caught on, Sam. What I was getting ready to say was that that's probably about as good a possession drive that I've seen Javen McCray run the 3-4 times we've seen him this year, clearly. He looked very much under control, made great decisions, and West bang, bang, bang right down the field.
So, Jay, what's really interesting, West clearly saw something in the first half where if they move Daniels and Cobb out of the backfield, line them up at receiver, they saw something, but they came out and ran that formation the entire drive and just marched right down the field rather easily to score that touchdown. So I'm not sure, technically speaking, what that did, but spreading out that South defense worked wonders.
Sure did, and a lot of times they say that games are won at the half based on the adjustments that the respective staffs make, and at least for the first possession of the second half, West made some good adjustments, and Now it'll be up to South to try to make their own.
So Hamrick just going to kick a squib kick as hard as he can, and a good return there by Cooper Krill. And Jay, that's there's the penalty for you. So not much on the return, but we're able to field it at about the 35-yard line, run 15 yards or so, and you start this drive in West Brunswick territory.
Well, that's a true statement, Sam, and it shows the what happens when you make mistakes. Although that one, I don't know.
Yeah, hard to pin that one on the.
Yeah, a little questionable. I like what Mike said. Let them have some fun. You know, they're kids. Boy, JoJo Hamrick came up from the corner that time and stuck his head in there. Overton's just a tough guy to bring down.
6 yards on first down for Ethan Overton. And that was some kind of other adjustment that West made, because when Overton took that ball off tackle in the first half, there was no one there. That time, Hamrick got to him about a yard past the line of scrimmage, just couldn't bring him down. First down yardage, about 5 yards for Overton on second down, and that will result in a fresh set of downs for the Cougars, 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line of the Trojans.
Sam, has anybody other than Overton or Prince run the ball tonight for South? I don't think so.
Do not believe so, partner. As we approach the 8-minute mark here in the third quarter, Overton going to move over to Prince's left. Gets the handoff. Makes a man miss.
He's fast. Overton's fast, but he's quick. And he sees that little bit of, daylight, and he adjusts to it really well. And hard runner, and again, his strength doesn't belie 155 pounds, 5'6" height. Trojans got back.
Jumped offside again. Michael Simpson with his impressive move to stop on a dime there before he moved into the neutral zone. Boy, look at those big hog mollies leading the way. Woo!
Big Mike 73 Brower, who's listed at 6 foot, a sophomore, and 0 pounds. So I'm pretty sure he's not 0 pounds, and certainly doesn't play like a 10th grader. He has been pounding people all night.
Yeah, they got a lot of girth on the left side of that line with him and D-Wise for sure.
Man, I tell you, that we've had him probably 4 or 5 times this year, and I still just marvel at Demarius Wise. He's just enormous.
He's a big boy, isn't he? Big young man, and just a real nice kid, and a heck of a football player to boot. Does he play basketball?
He does.
Remember
he tried a game-winning 3 there at the end of the West-South game this past year?
I don't want to run into a pick
no,
by D-Wise, let me tell you.
I would never run into that pick because I wouldn't be guarding in the first place.
Yeah. Well,
waiting for us to get the ball, of course.
We'd be sitting, and as we should. Hey, update from Leesburg, Virginia. Tuscarora 22, whoever they're playing 13, 3:55 to go in the half. And my grandson, my daughter's words, not mine, he's on fire tonight. Two sacks, and almost a block punt.
So am I reading that right, that they're the Huskies?
Mm-hmm.
So they're the Tuskegee Huskies?
The Tuscarora Huskies. They call them Tusky for short.
The Tuskegee Huskies.
And Tusky Huskies, yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Surely that had to be a special treat for you last Friday night, celebrating Mike's senior night.
It was. The treat was watching my daughter and her husband and my granddaughters accompany him, as you were able to do, Aaron's been able to do, and I'm sure Mike did too. Be accompanied by your moms or your dads or your family, friends, everybody, just like South experienced here this evening. It's a real special time, special moment.
Guys, they just subbed 73 out. It looks like it's for blood on his leg, so we got a fresh lineman in here.
Bet it ain't his blood.
Boy, look at this hole.
Holy moly.
While they were subbing him in, the offensive line coach was clearly upset. He said, "We have no subs." So I'm assuming that kid who just had an excellent kick-out block coming in cold from the game and halftime. Props to that kid, but offensive lineman coach was not happy.
Skylar Swanson was 55, and gosh, if he can't get any playing time here, but I bet there's a lot of schools that would love to have a guy of that talent.
And that South Brunswick offensive line coach is Larry Brock, who was a standout football player at Appalachian State.
I said 55. It may have been 59.
59, yeah.
Jack Early, who's only got 111 total tackles on the year, right, coming into tonight's
Well, you
game.
don't have to worry about a lack of physicality with Mr. Early.
No, 6'2", 220, 10th grader.
Jay, you know the memory that sticks out to me most about my senior night? I stepped in a fire ant hill
I forgot.
between the field house and the field.
I forgot.
Fortunately, I have my mom and dad right there to help smack those, jokers
look at
off
Prince,
of
Sam.
me. And Jamison Prince around the left side, and he is in for a South Brunswick touchdown. So the Cougars extend that lead to 13 points and lead 41-28, 6:08 left here in the third.
And just everybody crashed down. Prince could have walked in. Practically did. Second TD of the night, rushing for Jamison Prince.
Let's see if Pender's extra point attempt hits the track. Nope, caught it a little fat, but plenty good enough. Is up and in, and the Cougars lead 42-28 with 6:08 left in the third quarter.
Guys, important drive here for West. You got to go down and you got to score because you're fighting into the wind here, but if you have to start airing it out for the comeback, you're going to have the wind at your back in the last quarter.
And the wind looks like it's picked up a bit, Mike. How is it down there?
It is pretty gusty, I will say. The field's still pretty wet from the rain earlier today. The air is dry, though, and the wind is definitely picking up.
Sam, what a difference these fields are now since the county, refurbished, rebuilt, whatever the heck you want to call it. Rain is not nearly the problem now than it was once upon a time with the old grass fields.
Man, Jay, if we would have had the old fields, so to speak, after a day like today, a game like tonight would have been a hot mess. A muddy mess of a high school football game. What an investment by the
My gosh, he just drives the ball.
by the fine folks of Brunswick County, taxpayers to school board, everyone else who was involved to get this done. And, man, the three county facilities sure are nice, aren't they?
They surely are.
Wonder what we could do to get the artificial surface in for the youth fields.
Wow, I talk to your the richest man you know, I guess, or woman you know, and hopefully that person's a politician or just.
I'll call Aaron Varnum.
Okay. Aaron reminds us that he's from New Hanover County.
Across the bridge.
Yeah, across the bridge. He does have roots.
Deep roots.
Yeah, Aaron's as Brunswick County as they come, even though he's not from. He grew up in New Hanover County. He's a Gorin of Varnum by blood, so he's all right.
Thank heavens Barbara and Howard took care of that part, right?
So no gain on first down for Kevon Daniels, and West faces a 2nd and 10 from its own 20. Sprint out to the right, pass to Cobb, and they got Frazier for roughing the passer, guys.
I think
They got Frazier for roughing the passer.
Trojans are going to benefit from that one. See how much smoother he was rolling to his right, throwing that direction. It's just a much easier pass for, in his case, a right-handed quarterback. And a few extra yards here because of the unsportsmanlike call. You said that was Frazier, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Still can't figure out how he ran him down.
He can move.
He absolutely can move.
So that's going to result in a 5-yard completion, and the 15-yard penalty is going to move the ball out to the 40-yard line. And West Brunswick with a fresh set of downs here, moving closer to midfield.
Yeah, kind of a break that West needs, as Mike indicated. Very, very important drive for the Trojans here. So they'll take all the help they can get. And what we got? Timeout West?
Timeout Trojans before this 1st and 10 snap. So a break in the action. 5:23 left in the third. South 42, West Brunswick 28. That was the first charge timeout to the Trojans. So each team has spent 1 second half timeout. So South and West have 2 left. And, Jay, we've hit the 70-point mark, and I don't think anyone was predicting a low-scoring slugfest here
the
tonight.
over-under was between 90 and 100, right? So,
Yep. We got work to do, but we'll get there.
You got a lot of time left in which to do it. Both these teams have prolific offenses and can get up and down the field. We talked about the big play capability of West Brunswick. We've seen glimpses of it here tonight.
Cobb in motion. They fake the speed sweep. McCray keeps it, makes a man miss, drilled down at the 48-yard line of the Cougars, a gain of 12 yards and a West Brunswick first down.
Yeah, early with the tackle, the only thing I'd tell Javen is, dude, be careful with that ball. Holy moly, he's doing that little, juke step or whatever, and that ball's moving around. These guys will drill you, man, and I know you're good, and I know you can play, but be careful out there.
And he felt it on that one. He came up a little gingerly.
Now what we got? 5 on West, according to D. Price, or D. Wise.
Stay by Nathan. Nathan, you're up.
Well, maybe not. Looks like they're headed.
Simulating a snap count, maybe, or
Referee goes over and talks to Rocky Lewis, and Rocky said, "Whoa, wait a minute."
Yep.
Oh, in fact,
that's him.
In fact, let me come back and get a little clarification on that.
And Jay, I didn't see it till we got the close up. This gentleman has been the white hat for every one of our Saturday youth games this year.
No kidding.
So he's calling high school games on Friday night and then getting back after it Saturday mornings at 9 a.m. all fall.
That's dedication, Sam, for sure.
Don't let the kids celebrate, Sam.
Nope. Nope. Well, last Saturday, Mike, we didn't have anything to celebrate anyways. So no worries last Saturday at least. Cobb made the catch this time. Made a man miss.
Wow.
Finally slung down,
Did he go down?
at the 10-yard line. I think Jay just kind of rolled
Did
after
he go
that
down?
last tackle.
I don't know. That was close. I think it was early that coming
is
back.
this coming back?
Let's watch it again, Sam.
They're going to get it. Was there a
One.
man downfield?
Dang. Okay, yeah, well, he was, I guess, down. But what happened? What happened?
There was a lineman about.
Holding.
Nope, got a hold. Okay.
Put a little mark by that play, right? So.
Yep. Instead of a 38-yard gain down to the 10, they'll back up 7 yards back to their own 45 to create the all too common 1st and 17.
Gee, many Christmas days. What a positional swing that time in terms of the ball. Gosh.
Yep, Jay, that is a 45-yard swing in field position.
Glad you figured that out because I couldn't. Going deep.
Deep ball to Cobb, overthrew
Wide
him.
open.
Man.
And nobody knows it more than McCray.
Nobody really in the vicinity, and West couldn't connect on the deep shot.
Wow, JJ, you talk about breaking open. The separation we were talking about earlier was, nobody could separate. There was separation that time, but McCray just, and it's hard to overthrow JJ Cobb. He's so doggone fast.
So 2nd and 17, ball's at the West 45. The Trojans need the 38 of South for a first down. Cobb in motion to the bottom of the screen. Overthrow on the screen attempt.
That one missed. By a lot.
Badly, yeah.
By a lot.
So 4:27 left in the third. West facing a 3rd and 17 here. And there goes Cobb.
Bang.
Oh, how'd he come out of there?
There goes Cobb.
How did J.J. Cobb come out of there?
There goes Cobb. Touchdown, Trojans.
And it is a touchdown, a 55-yard scoring strike.
Uh-oh.
They did it again.
Picked him up. That time the officials may be looking the other way or realizing, come on, man, it's kids. How many yards was that one, Sam?
55.
Woo.
Cobb from McCray, 55 yards, and the Trojans once again have pulled within 8. Boy, Mike, this is almost a carbon copy of the game we had a week ago.
Yeah, absolutely, and just kind of waiting. West clearly coming out more reserved and controlled in the second half compared to this game and last game. But we'll see if they can get a stop against the Cougars to get the ball back.
So Jay,
right
he
here.
had about 7 yards and
Boom.
then kind of just ducked in between a defender and the sideline and then outran everybody else to the end zone. A 55-yard scoring strike from McCray to Cobb. And, Jay, what are we at now? 76 points combined between the two Brunswick County rivals.
You said last week's, Sam, of course, wasn't at the game, but the points after there was one blocked or more than one blocked?
Yeah, it was Big Mike. They missed one.
They missed one.
A duck hook. One got blocked.
I think they had 1 or 2 blocked, and then they converted, I think, 50% of their 2-point conversions afterwards. It's clearly been a thing and well scouted by South.
Yeah, and just to my eye, it just seems a little slow on the point after try. Like there's no, we're waiting for the ball to get down on the tee, and it gives the Cougars time to get around the edge of the line and block it. And man, they're huge. So now, if West does get a stop, they'd have to get a score and the 2-point conversion just to tie. Boy, West got a chance to recover that one if they could get there, and boy, made a nice play on the one hop. That was Cooper Krill who fielded it, and that was almost a perfect kick there.
Yeah, I don't know if that was JoJo's, plan or not, but it almost worked out awfully well for West. It would have been a disaster for South if the Trojans had recovered that. So 42-34. Is that right, Sam? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Still a one
One-score game.
Yeah, one-score game. Okay. Overton.
Brought down from behind by Marlowe, and Avery Clemens was also there on the tackle.
Still positive yards by Ethan Overton. just about every touch tonight.
Prince keeps this one around the left side and then ran over a West Brunswick defensive back who did a good job to hang on there and bring Prince down at the 47-yard line.
Was in on the stop that time, Sam. Could you tell?
Woodard.
Woodard,
Woodard
okay,
got
okay.
a hold by the leg, and then Hamrick and a couple other guys checked
Watch
in.
it right there. Bang.
Simpson.
And that's
Yep,
Simpson there.
and
I
Woodard.
was getting ready to say that's looked like a Simpson hit there that brought him down. So South taking their time here. 4-3-2.
Boy, one of the better defensive plays of the last handful of possessions for South Brunswick as Overton was dropped for a gain of 1. It'll be a 2nd and 9. Ball's at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, West finally able to play a little containment that time with Overton not letting him get to the outside, to the edge, and pushing him back in, and then good recovery by the second tier defensively for West Brunswick.
Prince drops back to pass, slant route. Oh, man, hit Jordan Davis in the hands, and he couldn't quite corral it. May have been a score, partner.
Yeah, I think West maybe dodged a bullet that time because well-run route by Jordan Davis and an excellent throw by Jamison Prince. That one was, that's a dime, Sam. That was right there, but Davis couldn't bring it in.
So 3rd and 9, ball is at the 49. Remember, one possession game. West trying to set up get a stop, and South sets up a screen to perfection. Basil Abrams still on his feet. Finally brought down. No,
is he?
Still on his feet.
Is he?
And rumbles inside the 20-yard line. A gain of about 34 yards and a South Brunswick first down.
Basil said, man, I played a lot of ball here, but I'm not ready to quit, and watch the senior refuse to go down. That's 5 extra. Basil Abrams. Great job. And now we got a flag, or we got a something. Score from Provo, Utah, ECU 7, Brigham Young 3.
And the Pirates just forced a 3 and out.
For all you ECU fans out there, including my play-by-play partner.
And proud ECU alum.
Mm-hmm.
Harvard of the South, folks.
Mm-hmm. That's like, what's the N stand for in Clemson? Knowledge.
Aha. See, that's funny because knowledge starts with a K.
Yeah. And only an ECU grad would know that, right?
Right. Prince kept that one and brought down for minimal yardage. Sets up a 2nd and 9 from about the 18-yard line.
1:25 to go. In a kind of a long game here tonight, I guess, because of, all the scoring and way too many penalties and, things like that.
Give to Overton up the middle. He's dropped. Gain a yard or two there on 2nd down. He'll set up another 3rd and long. Remember, Jay, well within Pender's field goal range, and a field goal wouldn't
Be terrible.
wouldn't mean nothing here.
Yeah, two-score game.
Yeah, exactly. Would make it a two-score game here late in the third quarter.
And I like how, South Brunswick is not in any great hurry here. They've got plenty of 10 seconds still on the play clock. Oh, ball batted down. Who was that, Sam? Big guy in the middle. Is that 40? Is that Aiden Brown? Somebody got the mitts up in the air for West Brunswick.
And we
There's that field goal
will
opportunity.
get a look at the field goal unit, it appears.
Clock stopped with 18.8 seconds to go here in the third quarter. So, Sam, he's going to kick this from the 26, maybe?
Ball's at the 17, so he should be kicking from
A
the
little closer,
24.
Yeah. And
Guys,
add 10 to it, right?
The wind has picked up even more. If he hits if he clears the track, I wouldn't be surprised.
It's at his back, and we got lots of whistles going on, and Coach Lewis, third of the way out on the field. And Sam, we have some more conversation.
Not exactly
Saw
sure.
a signal, but I'm not sure what that meant other than,
I think it was miscommunication with the game clock.
okay.
So
Thank you, Mike.
just pretend it didn't happen.
So it'll be a 34-yard field goal attempt. Good snap, good hole.
Wow.
High kick, and Dow Pender nails it from 34 yards out. And it did clear the track. And with 12.9 seconds left in the third quarter, South has extended its lead to 11. Cougars lead 45 to 34.
Pender had a 38-yard field goal earlier this season. He, coming into tonight, was 5 for 9, so make it 6 for 10 in field goal attempts. And, of course, in that contest last week against North Brunswick, hit the upright as time was expiring. You know how far that kick was from, Sam?
I do not.
I couldn't find it anywhere this week, but he was right there and not able to convert. So. But he makes it good this time, and that gives South Brunswick a two-possession game lead. And he's still got that wind at his back for the last 15 seconds. And he took advantage of it,
That
didn't
one
he?
lands about
Wow.
7 yards deep. So yet again, West will start a possession from its own 20-yard line. And Jay West has had the ball twice in the second half and scored both times. So the Trojans, if they could put together a scoring drive here and get the two-point conversion, it'll be a three-point game. Any kind of score would make it a one-possession game again in the fourth.
That's right. And, 13 seconds, they got the wind in their face, but the fourth quarter going to have it at their back.
Another pass on the screen out to the side, but this time taken down quickly.
Daniels wrestled down at the 20-yard line. And, Jay, that will be the final play of the third quarter. Entering the fourth on your Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week. Trojans looking for a comeback. Cougars looking to hang on. South 45, West 34. We'll be back for the start of the fourth. And we're back for the start of the fourth. West Brunswick facing a 2nd and 10 from its own 20-yard line. Cobb is the man in motion, and he's got running room around the left side. Ducks under a tackle at about the 28 and gets across the 30 to the 31-yard line, a gain of 11 yards and a first down for the Trojans.
That's about the, third, fourth time that West has taken over possession, and the first play has been a Cobb jet sweep, and it's been productive every time.
In motion again, but this time it's Daniels on the give, and he's wrestled down at the 34-yard line, a gain of 3 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Bennett Ballantyne in on the stop that time. He's only a 10th grader. We talk a lot about the great seniors that are playing their last game here at South Brunswick, but they've got a lot of young players that have played well this year, Ballantyne being one of them. Ooh.
Boy, that one very nearly picked off by number 12, Bishop. But it hits the ground and falls incomplete. We'll set up a 3rd and 7 from the 34. West needs its own 41 for a first down.
Wise coming into the game for South Brunswick. Maybe put a little pressure on. Feel sorry for Weston Sharp, the talented center for West Brunswick. He's got to have that guy right in his face. Got a chance, Sam. Got a chance.
Threw it all the way back across the field to Kevon Daniels. He's still on his feet, rumbling across the 40. So, Jay, that's 16, and then give him 13 more, 29 yards on the throwback screen from Javen McCray to Kevon Daniels. So, West hanging around, partner.
Tell you what, yeah, that's about as well as you're going to run that play, and good effort by the offensive line. And certainly Javen McCray letting them come in and tossing it out, and Kevon does the rest. Wow.
Oh, fake the speed option, and McCray's in the open field. Still on his feet to the 5. Touchdown. Javen McCray from 37 yards out. McCray scores, and West again back within 1 score. And Jay, there it was. They faked the speed sweep, fakes the pitch to Daniels, cuts it back inside the hashes, and then scores a 37-yard touchdown run. West going to leave the offense on the field, and Jay, despite the PAT woes, here you really, I mean, you don't have to, but you're probably going for 2 anyway to try to make it a 3-point game because an extra point being down, 4 or 5, there's no real difference. Cobb on the speed sweep. He's still on his feet, lowered his shoulder, and came up about a half yard shy of the goal line there and can't score, but West gets the touchdown they need on the 37-yard option keeper by Javen McCray. South leads 45-40, 10:32 left in the game.
Excellent tackling there by South. He had the running head start, but the South player really did. He planted his feet at the goal line, got low, leaned in it, finished the tackle, like you said, a half yard short exactly.
Another one of those examples of the low man winning. I was trying to see who that was. I thought it might have been Galladay, number 42, but I'm not totally sure on that one. They're at the other end of the field from our vantage point. It was a great tackle. And Sam, to your point, whether you're down 4 or 5, doesn't really matter that much. But if they could have converted, then, it would have mattered because it would have kept them within a field goal.
This time, Hamrick boots it deep. It's Overton, Jay. We know how dangerous he is with the ball in his hands.
Tough runner.
And he's across the 30 to the 32-yard line, a return of about 27 yards, and South will take over 1st and 10. So, Jay, we were in this same situation a week ago. West would pull within a score or two and really needed one stop to make things real interesting. In this case, they get a stop, get the ball back with a chance to score and take the lead.
These guys got to take it easy. My guy Caleb Combs is home from surgery. He's got his knee all banged up and everything, and he's just looking for a nice, enjoyable Friday night watching the Cougs, and and he's getting it.
Bull Simpson, man, he met Overton in the hole that time.
And so I'm looking way downfield. 40, Aiden Brown tangled up with one of those big guys in the front. I think it was Landon Lynch. Could have been somebody else, but I don't have size on Aiden Brown. But from up here,
he's big.
He looks like a big man.
He's big. Well, play clock issues. Reset to 40 seconds.
Lots of delays in the game tonight.
Choppy.
Yeah. And, of course, all the scoring and everything. But we've got more, I don't know, it just hasn't been a kind of a free-flowing game by any imagination. But lots of, if you like points, you came to the right place.
Only 85 of them.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Jay, you set the over-under mark beautifully.
Yeah, but I 90 to 100, gosh, that's terrible. Should have been
94.5.
I think so, yeah.
Prince going to keep it and brought
not for
down
long.
from behind by Jamal Marlowe. And Marlowe fired up there after the big stop. That sets up a 3rd and 7. And if the West defense could get off the field here, it could get real interesting.
They haven't punted yet tonight, have they, as South Brunswick I'm talking about. And don't forget, not that this game doesn't mean anything to West. Of course it does. But it means a whole lot more to South Brunswick if they have any intentions of being in the state playoff.
Boy, West brought the house.
They got him that time.
And then stopped Ethan Overton about 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage. And that sets up a 4th and a long 9 yards here. And approaching the 9-minute mark, Jay. Is this going to be the first punt of the game for either side?
I think so.
Yeah,
I don't remember anybody punting.
Guys, and he's going to be punting into a steady 2 to 3 club win with 5 club gusts.
Great analysis. Tiger. Uh-oh.
Oh, he bobbled it.
Uh-oh.
And
then
made a great athletic play to get the kick off. It rolled out of bounds right at the 37-yard line. So Pender able to pick up that bobbled snap, and what could have been an absolute disaster for the Cougars. Pender does a good job just to get it away, and Jay got off a pretty good kick.
He sure did. He averages about 35 yards a kick during the season punting the ball, and on that one he certainly did a great job of getting the ball away.
A great thing he's left-footed. If he was right-footed, there's no way that ball gets off to nearly that distance.
Yep, very, very good point, Mike. Good observation.
Oh, so close. Clemens. Ball was a little low, but probably a catchable ball for Avery Clemens.
Yeah, Jay, I believe the senior wide receiver would like to have that one back. And an interesting point has been raised, Jay Bird, about the 3A playoff situation, because if I'm not mistaken, there was a rule implemented as McCray takes off. He's running for dear life, and he was running away from the two guys at South you're probably not going to get away from, in Garrett Frazier and Demarius Wise. If West were to somehow pull this one off, they would finish the season ahead of South Brunswick in the league standings. And I don't know, as an at-large bid, if you can jump a team in the same division, same classification, that finishes ahead of you in your own league.
I don't either. You're my expert on that.
I'll try to get some clarification on that before night's in. 3rd and 8, and West just gives it to Daniels up the middle, and he does a good job to get to his own 45, but he's 2 yards shy of the line to gain, and Jay, with 7.5 minutes left.
We got somebody hurt down there?
Daniels
We got
is
two
still
somebodies hurt down there. I think both sides. That took 2 referees and a player to get him up, right? Kavan is up. What do you do, Sam?
Oh, at 1-8 overall and 1-5 in league play, I think you got to leave the offense on the field.
How many do they need? 3? 2?
2 and
2
a
plus?
chain link.
Yeah, so.
I believe I'd go hard count first.
Team that averages 30 points a game, and they've already scored 40 here tonight. You think they could get 2 yards in a chain length?
And West's going to
Right
go
there,
on
they
the
got it.
edge.
They got it.
And they do have it. Javen McCray around the left side. And, Jay, all of a sudden you see a lot of jumping around and hooping and hollering on the West Brunswick sideline. This second half surge has sparked some life over on the visitor sideline.
I don't know how much fun it's been for a lot of the West kids this year, and in particular Javen McCray. So much is on the quarterback. But you know what? He sure looks like he's having fun tonight.
Abrams picks it off. McCray threw it late and back across the middle and paid the price dearly for it. So after picking up a first down with his legs, Jay really is his first real poor decision of the night here. He threw it late, back over the middle. Abrams was right there and bobbled it, but came up with it, and then was brought down by 19 Asher Herring there. Proud uncle moment. Asher, my nephew.
Javen's done such a good job this evening decision making. Really, that is one of the few where he maybe would like to have that play back. And but a good effort by Abram to kind of corral that ball and get it back to South offense. Now the Trojans D needs another stand with 6:50 something to go in the fourth quarter. Rocky Lewis would love nothing better than a long, sustained, time-consuming drive that would result in points. And you can see the Cougars kind of taking their time.
So that was 6 yards on the 1st and 10 play, setting up a 2nd and 4. The ball is at midfield.
Wow.
Jay, you know what is a little extra painful for West Brunswick on that interception? It was a 1st and 10 play. You know, if it's not there, you take off and get what you can, or throw it away, and you got 3 downs left.
Yeah, and Javen's run the ball so well this evening. Like as I said, or complimented me. It seems to me he made a lot of great decisions tonight. That just wasn't one of them. But it's up to the D now. They got to stop South and get this ball back with enough time for that prolific offense to get down the field.
Give to Overton around the left side. And they're going to get South for a block in the back.
Well, and somebody, Woodard got, no penalty, but he got a block in the front that time by Overton. Yikes.
Yeah, the referee got 66, Landon Lynch, for a block. I mean, it was right in front of the official.
And Woodard, left-hand side of your picture, down around like the 35-yard line, and somebody, one of the other Trojans, wouldn't be surprised if it was exactly who I thought it would have been. Simpson, senior, showing his leadership and calming the young guy down. Woodard, I believe, is a sophomore.
With some pretty neon green gloves, too.
Sure does, yeah.
C7, 1st and 18. And Jay, now the clock becoming a factor. 5 minutes and 32 seconds left in the game. 1st and 18 for the Cougars. They're going to go up top, and it's dropped. So, Jay, kind of a double whammy there for South Brunswick. It didn't get any yardage, and it stops the clock.
Boy, Prince can throw the ball. We complimented him on his, as we like to say, spinning it, right? But not sure if throwing the ball right now is what you want to do, especially with Overton.
Well, Jay, and don't you think South has probably rushed for over 300 yards tonight?
Overton, yeah.
Yeah, as a team. So there's Overton. He makes a jump cut. Good run on 2nd and 18. Gets about 9 yards of it back. Got to the 42-yard line. South needs the 34 3/4 yard line. So we'll call it 3rd and 9 with 4 minutes and 55 seconds left to go in the game. Must-stop range here for the West Brunswick defense. Prince drops back. He's got great pass protection. Post route off the hands of Mark Bishop and falls to the turf, incomplete. So that will stop the clock. And it looks like we'll bring on the South Brunswick punt team. And, Jay, the key play in the sequence there was the 1st and 10 block in the back penalty that put the Cougars behind the chains. And on that play, Overton picked up about 12 to 15 yards. So instead of 1st and 10 inside the West 30 or 35, South got backed up and couldn't convert the first down. So looks like West will get another crack at it. High wobbly kick takes a West Brunswick bounce,
Wow.
rather. Jay, that ball hit about the 18,
Yeah.
bounced all the way back to about the 27, 28-yard line. So, Jay, after not coming up with a defensive stop, well, since the first possession all night, the Trojans have now stopped South 2 times in a row, and the West offense will get at least one more shot to try to drive 72 yards and take the lead here late in the game.
And you got 3 real good offensive players out there to do it. That's Cobb. He's one of them, but not that time. Gets thrown back. Is that Wise?
Wise was one of them,
Yep.
and Ian Dwight was another.
Yeah, Dwight. We were talking about him earlier. He's another one of the seniors that had a great year and having a great game here tonight.
So 2nd and 10 for the Trojans at their own 28. They're going to get McCray on the edge again. Pitch to Cobb, and he is brought down by Basil Abrams after a gain of 2 yards. That'll set up a 3rd and 8 from the West Brunswick 30-yard line.
Boy, Sam, that's about as good a defensive play as one could expect to see in number 8. Basil Abrams did it. He just kind of stood his ground, containing, and wasn't going to let the ball carrier get outside of him, and not only kept him from going out, but took him down too. Great play by Abram.
So now South Brunswick defense trying to come up with yet another stop. Daniels in motion. McCray's going to keep it on the ground. He's got enough for the first down. So just like the last drive, partner, on a 3rd and long situation, West keeps it on the ground with Javen McCray. And he's got enough for the first down yardage. Ball's marked at the 41. The game clock continues to roll. 2:55 left.
You got a quarterback that can run. It can prove to be a awfully good dimension. Wow. In or out?
Nathan, you're out.
19.
Yep, they marked him
That's
in.
Asher Herring, I believe, with the
Did he
catch.
make the grab?
You know anything about him?
More than you know.
I think I'm glad he got some lessons from Maggie, not you.
Asher was a better football player at 9 years old than I ever was. So he certainly didn't need to.
What grade is he in?
He is a junior.
Junior. Okay, we made a nice catch.
I think Asher, that would have been a NFL catch. I think he had the double toe tap in, and Jay, that's something to monitor here in the last 2 minutes 43 seconds. That's Cobb, who was down hurt momentarily for the Trojans, but fortunately bounced back up and walked off on his own power.
I think they just trying to fake him out a little bit, thinking JJ's wheels are a little nicked up, right? But
I think there was an injury timeout on the field, so I don't think they marked it, Jay, and South's defense wasn't even back on the field yet.
Got some hitting going on out there. That's Abrams again.
Yep.
This time on Kevon Daniels. What a violent collision. Now I think we got a timeout.
And West wants a timeout before this 3rd and 3 play. They want to talk about it. So back-to-back completions, one from Javen McCray to Asher Herring, and then a completion to Kevon Daniels. Herring made a grab of 7 yards and then no gain on the pitch and catch from McCray to Daniels. So Jay, 3rd and 3, ball is at the West 48. And certainly, even with time dwindling down, Big Mike, you're still you don't have to put this ball in the air, right? Certainly running the ball is an option to get a fresh set of downs.
Absolutely. I mean, you're in 2-down territory. You got to get 4 yards. The whole playbook is wide open at this point.
Well, 4-down territory, Sam. It goes without saying, right?
And West down to 1 timeout, Jay. So, if South gets the ball back at this point, it'll be hard for West to stop the clock enough. So it's almost you putting all your eggs in this drive. 3rd and 3. West needs the 49 of South for a first down. Option keeper. He's short, partner.
Just a little. But that's been the play all night that has been so successful for West Brunswick, that kind of option, and you got Daniels out there as the pitchback guy if you choose to go that. But for the most part, McCray wisely has kept the ball. And now we've got
South wants a
timeout
timeout to talk about it. So South and defensive coordinator Chris Sotraford want to talk about it before this 4th and 1 play. And, Jay, not short on drama here tonight. Exactly 2 minutes left. The ball's at midfield. West has possession of the football, down by 5. Each team has 1 timeout left. So if West does not convert this 4th and 1, the game will be all but over. West could stop it once, but probably ice it if South Brunswick could come up with a stop defensively here. Take me into both huddles, partner. What are you trying to accomplish here if you're West, and how do you stop them if you're the Cougars?
Well, I think if you're West, particularly the way McCray has played, I think you maybe just let him make a play with his legs. It's either going to be him or Kevon, I would think. And if you're South Brunswick, you got to sort of be aware of where particularly McCray is on the field, somebody's almost got to mark him and not let him, get outside off the edge. I would think the plays are going to go outside. And they did.
It's a pitch to Daniels. He's got enough for the first down. He's inside the 45-yard line. And, boy, it's a good thing Javen McCray pitched it when he did. Garrett Frazier came up and delivered a big blow, but West got the outside. Daniels got to the 43 for a first down.
If West is able to come out of this with a win, and even if they don't, I mean, the reason they're still in it is the decision-making of Javon McCray. Another great play effort on his part then.
Wes Mayburn that last time out here, Jay. We're approaching the minute-and-a-half mark. Daniels only picked up 3 yards on the carry. Remember, West needs a touchdown. A field goal would do the Trojans no good here. West needs a touchdown. 2nd and 7 from the 40. Sylil Lee in motion.
Okay.
South clamoring for an intentional grounding. Avery Clemens was right in the area.
Much like a good catcher, frames the ball. 13 was about 15 yards from there, but he casually strolled up after the ball went out of bounds just to get close enough to I think, avoid the penalty here.
So no intentional grounding penalty, which would have dealt West Brunswick a heavy blow there. But, Jay, 3rd and 7. Ball's at the 40-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Trojans. It's Daniels on the give, and he's dropped.
That's a tough call. I know they're hopeful that, Kavan, as he's done so many times in his great varsity career, would just bust one off tackle. But, hey, South knows what's going on out there, too. So we're out. What's turned into be a kind of a heavyweight fight, Sam, rocking back and forth.
And, Jay, here we go again. Game on the line. West Brunswick faces a 4th and 7 from the 40-yard line. The Trojans need the 33 for a first down to keep the drive alive. 1 minute, 2 seconds left in the game. Ball's at the 40, 4th and 7. So, again, South defensive stop away from earning a dramatic victory on senior night. West trying to spoil that senior night with a go-ahead scoring drive.
And maybe spoil any playoff aspirations for South Brunswick. Sam, you got to say that. I can't take credit for that.
Aaron, that's
I know,
all Aaron.
I know.
After this 4th and 7 snap, lobs it up, double coverage, and it is picked off down the field. No penalty flags on the play, and South Brunswick intercepts McCray's 4th and 7 pass intended for Kavan Daniels, and that will do it. If South Brunswick can take a knee on the football twice. Here we go, Jay. West arguing there was contact down there.
Oh, there might have been.
Well, 11
like,
never turned his head.
What do you think, Mike?
That's what I was going to say. It looked like the first defender that was there never turned around for the ball, and he maybe made early contact. But, refs are going to call what they see.
Yeah, I think you said it very well, Michael, that that one could have gone the other way just as easily as not.
Yeah, Mike, you saw it. I had the luxury of seeing the replay. You caught it perfectly. The first try, 11 went with the box out method with his back turned to the ball and bumped Daniels away. But it was, there wasn't a whole lot of contact, and actually, it was a 50-50 one, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of time, out there to kind of look and deliberate and make decisions. But it looks like a lot of the South kids are coming off the field knowing that they're going to finish the regular season at 5-5, which may be good enough to get them into the 3A state playoffs.
So South will finish the regular season 5-5, 2-5 in league play. Trojans fall to 1-9, 1-6 in the Mid-Eastern Conference, and that will do it. Focus Broadband TV Game of the Week: South Brunswick 45, West Brunswick 40. It was a fun, dramatic one in Bowling Spring Lakes, and the Cougar defense comes up with 2 stops in the fourth quarter that they desperately needed. Cougars win by 5, and we'll see you next time right here on Focus Broadband TV.